Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. If you are new here, then hello, my name is Sean. So for today's video, I thought I'd do something maybe not a little bit different, because I do speak about things quite openly on my channel. Well, I am starting to anyway. But I thought we would sit down and speak about anxiety. So I have been dealing myself with anxiety for about 6 years now, and I think we're in a time when everyone is kind of speaking about mental health and their stories, and probably some of the people that you didn't think dealt with any type of mental health are now speaking out about it, which I think is absolutely amazing. I am a big believer in talking out your issues or anything that you might be feeling, you know, a different type of way about, or maybe certain situations that you find yourself in and you really don't know how to cope. The best way is to talk. And I know that's really not easy for some people, myself included. I struggled for a while to basically talk and really think about how I felt with certain situations that have happened in my life. And I think it comes down to you not wanting to burden anybody else with your issues, or you're not wanting to think that someone's going to think about you in a different way, you not being strong, or you're not being, you know, put together. You might have this demeanor about you that that's the type of person you want to be thought about, and you don't want to speak about certain things because it makes you look weak. And you also don't want people to think you're depressive to be around, or I used to think like that, and to be quite honest, on some level I still do. You want to speak about your problems, but you don't want anyone to think that when they're around you, all you're going to do is speak about your issues, because that's not what it is. So half the time you don't want to get into it. You don't want to, yeah, basically that's my conclusion anyway on that. But as you can see, the title of this video already kind of gives what I'm going to be speaking about away. And that's kind of some of the things that I've been able to basically come to terms with my anxiety a little bit more, and how I am coping and how I kind of deal with things. So so basically that's what I'm going to be speaking about today. So I hope that you can take something from this video. Anything I speak about on my channel, I want you to be able to take something from it. Or if you think I may be able to help with a certain situation or anything you've got going on, please leave me a comment. I would always try and get back to anyone that, you know, wants to message me on Instagram or on here. I really don't mind. I'll try and help as best as I can. So yes, with that very long intro, let's get into the video. Okay, so for those that don't know anything about me, you are clicking on this video for the first time, you really don't know absolutely nothing about me. I lost my leg in an accident just over 6 years ago. I am going to say this very, very briefly. I do have a video on this already that I filmed maybe a few years ago that you can watch the more in-depth video about, but I'm going to say this very quick and very to the point. So I was on holiday. It was the first day of my holiday. Unfortunately, I was hit by a taxi when I was walking on the pavement, sidewalk, whatever you call it, wherever you are in the world. My leg was severed off below the knee on the left side. So as you can imagine, that was extremely traumatic for me, because I was on holiday with my best friend. I was only 24 at the time. I am now 30. But yeah, it was a huge adjustment. It was a huge shock to not only me, but for every single person that was around me, that was there at the scene of my accident. Very traumatic to say the least. I then spent 6 weeks in hospital at the Bellevue Hospital in New York. So that's basically what happened to me. So as you can imagine, from having something that was very extremely life-changing, from that from that you get a lot of trauma. and I think I will be traumatized for the rest of my life, which is something that I have come to terms with, that I'm okay with, because at the end of the day I am alive, very, very lucky to be alive at that. And I think that's something that I've always clung on to, because your mind can easily go the other way. And I've met other amputees that they don't do so well living in this body. So I can very much sympathize and understand that I am very, very lucky and happy to have come out on the other side, instead of going the other way with this, because it's hard, it's very tough at times. But I am really, really lucky that, you know, I do have good mental health. I really, really do. Other than the anxiety doesn't stop you from living. I think in my case it doesn't. It just stops me. It has stopped me from doing things, definitely. But I don't let that become. I do not let that take over my life. Obviously, you can see the title of this video is basically where my daughter comes into this. And I just really want to explain that when I was pregnant, I was worried. Certain parts of me were worried, because it's one of them things, and I know, you know, she's really accepting of my prosthetic, and, you know, she will get to know when she's older what happened to me. But obviously for right now, she's very innocent. She's only 16 months old. She's very innocent minded. She how I think of children as just canvases, blank canvases. You can put whatever information you want into them, and, you know, that's how they will grow up. You know, I'm not going to be the same as probably some of Aria's friends' mums, and, you know, that's okay for me now. But when I was pregnant, it was definitely something that I thought about. But, you know, I wanted to have kids. I still want more kids. So it's just something that I've kind of just got over. But where Aria's made a difference for me is because when I had her, it was almost like, you are now responsible for this innocent little child. You cannot put your fears onto her. And I realized that very quickly, because you're in this baby bubble for a while. You know, you're in your home, you're nesting with this beautiful little baby that you've made out of pure love. And you just want to do everything right for your child or your children or whoever it may be. And you just want to do right by them. And you really don't want her, I really don't want her to grow up thinking that she can't walk on the pavement, she's going to get hit by a car, you know, she's going to lose all the things that happened to me, because I would be devastated, so devastated if that ended up being the case. And I've really, really tried my hardest to make sure I just go for random walks around the park, you know, take the dogs out, or even if it's just nip into the shop, I need a few things. Normally I would be like, okay, in the car, and there's a shop 2 minutes around the corner, I would jump in the car, because I didn't want to deal with it. So I would always just get in the car. But now, you know, she wants to be outside. She'll sometimes cry if we're not in the garden, and it's almost like I've had to force myself to get out to get out the house. And that's where she's helped me so much, because like I said, she's forced me to be like, she needs to go out, she, you know, nip into the park. Whereas sometimes kids, you know, they do say things like, Mom, what's wrong with her leg? Or Mom, look at her leg. And I can see the pure and utter what's the word, what's the right word I'm looking for, shame on the parents' faces, where they're just like, shut up. But now it's one of them things where if I could hear someone saying something, I'd be like, do you want me to say it? Like, I'll explain it to them, like, oh yes, I've got, you know, or they'll actually come up to me and go, what's wrong with your leg? And I'll be okay doing it now because I'm in situations where I am forced to do so. But before, in a supermarket, if I could overhear a child asking them, I would just walk really quickly or walk away. But now it's like I look at the child, I go, do you want to come and have a look? And they're so interested. They are so interested. And I think she's even given me that, Aria's given me that confidence to feel so much more comfortable around other kids, because honestly it was a fear. But it wasn't a fear because I do show my prosthetic. It was a fear for the parents. And I would just feel awful if if they can't sometimes explain to their child. That's the reason why I do want to speak so much in schools, because I do think it's really, really important for kids to be able to ask questions, and very much so openly, and not do it in a way that they're scared and have to hide behind their mum. They could actually directly go up to you and, obviously with their parents, don't speak to strangers, but go up to you and, and ask questions and really understand. And I think that's the beauty of maybe why I was supposed to do this and be in this body and live this life. Another thing as well is taking Aria to baby groups, especially sometimes going when you know absolutely no one. I've been quite fortunate because I had a baby at the same time as most of my friends, but sometimes we don't go together, or there's weeks where people are on holiday and you just have to go by yourself. That can actually be quite daunting, and to start groups that you don't know anyone, especially if you have social anxiety, I can imagine that to be really, really uncomfortable. Even though I don't have social anxiety, there's been a few times where I felt quite out of place. People have their, they go with other people, they're quite cliquey, or they meet people there that have been for so many months, and you then turn up, you're the new person. I found quite, not a situation, but there's been one time where I felt really uncomfortable that I even thought about getting up and walking out. But I thought, no, stick this out. She needs to be here. She needs to play. And be surrounded by all these kids, and it just helps the development so much. But that was a time when I was really in my anxiety, but really, really forcing myself, trying my hardest to really think about Aria in these situations. But we've come to a good place now. And she even started a new group on Monday, Tumble Tots. So and I just went by myself, and do you know what, it's one of them things I don't even think about it now. And that's where I can really see a difference in, like I said, the person I was before to the person that I am now, to the mum that I am now. So I really like that about myself. I just wanted to basically explain why my anxiety has improved, and I can't thank my daughter enough for doing that for me. Obviously, when you do even become a parent, you have so much responsibility. It's a huge, huge responsibility. So you feel added pressure anyway to teach your kids right from wrong, to just want to be the best parent you can possibly be, for your kids to one day turn around and say, Mum, thank you, or I'm really proud, or that's honestly, that's all you want. So I just really want Aria to do the same. But it has really, really improved. And obviously I know everyone out there who deals with anxiety doesn't have kids. So this is not going to be like, oh yeah, I need to have a baby to improve anxiety. That's not what I'm saying. I just wanted to share why I have become a lot more of a confident person, and to explain that talking about anything you've got going on, it's like even this week I've had a really hard week with my anxiety, just a few things that I've had going on, and it's been really hard. And I've had 4 days where I've woke up not feeling right at all, and I knew exactly what was wrong. And it's almost like taking responsibility for recognizing when you really do not feel great, and having the ability to do something about it. And I just talk to my husband, is probably my best port of call, because we live together. And he's there every day, so he not say gets it in the ear, because he'll sit and listen to me for hours if I really needed it, but just to have someone even to recognise when you don't feel good as well, that's always the best, because that means you know that you're doing the right thing in speaking about things when you probably don't want to. But honestly, if anyone's got any issues, just deal with it in the best way you can. That's all I have to say. Just be proactive and just keep your mind beautiful. That's all I can possibly say. So on that note, I am gonna leave it there. But before we do end, I absolutely love this little book. It's the Katie Piper Start Your Day with Katie. It's a positive book of affirmations, and it's one for every single day of the year. So today is Saturday the 21st of September. So it's a really cute little book. You can get it from Amazon. I'll link it below if you really want it. But September 21st, I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took any excuse. And Florence Nightingale said that little quote, which I absolutely love. So that's it. That's all I've got to say. I just wanted to explain that to you anyway. Hope that you have liked this video. Please do give it a thumbs up if you did. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.